So let's solve this activity. The length of line segment MN is equal to 15 units. Suppose the coordinates of M are 9, -7, and the coordinates of N are x, 2. What are the coordinates of the midpoint of line segment MN if N lies in the second quadrant? So there's a hint. Use the distance formula to find for x. So you need to know your distance and midpoint formula. So these are your formula. The distance formula is equal to the square root of x squared minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. And your midpoint formula is x1 plus x2 divided by 2, y1 plus y2 divided by 2. So first, you have to identify what is given in the problem. So you have there Mn is equal to 15 units. And you also have your coordinates for M and your coordinates for N. So let's write that down. You'll have there this one. Next, you need to use your distance formula to solve for the unknown coordinate x. So let's start. The distance is 15 units, that's given. Next, you'll have here 0.1 and 0.2. It doesn't really matter whether you'll name N as your 0.1 and M as your 0.2, you'll get the same results. So that will be x2 is x and x1 is y. So let's substitute that here. So that will be x and that will be 9. Next, we'll have y2 minus y1. So y2 is 2, y1 is -7. So y2 is 2 and y1 is -7. Next, we have to simplify this. So let's simplify this first. This will become x squared minus 2 times -9 times x, that's 18x, plus -9 squared is 81. And this one, this will be plus. So that's 2 plus 7, that will become 9. So let's change this one. So this will become x squared minus 18x plus 81, and this will be 9 squared. Next, simplify this. That will be 9 squared is 81. Combining similar terms, we'll have here 81 plus 81 is 162. Now, you have to remove the square root sign. So for you to do that, you have to square both sides. So let's have here 15 squared is equal to square root of x squared minus 18x plus 162 squared. So this will cancel out. So that will be 15 squared is equal to 225. And we can remove the square root now. Next, you have to transpose. So transpose 225 here. So that will become minus 225. So 162 minus 225 is negative 63. So this will become negative 63. Now you have to factor this out. So the factors of this is x minus 21 times x plus 3. So you have two values for your x because your degree is 2. So of course you'll have two values. So the values for your x are, so equate this one to 0. The first factor first, x minus 21 is equal to 0. So that will be x is equal to 21. So that's x is equal to 21. Next, the other factor, x plus 3 is equal to 0. That's x is equal to negative 3. So now you have to choose. Is it x is equal to 21 or x is equal to negative 3? So let's look at the problem again. It says here, what are the coordinates of the midpoint of M and N if N lies in the second quadrant? So let's have a short recap. So I'll draw a Cartesian plane here. So that's my y-axis and this is my x-axis. So this is my y-axis and this is my x-axis. And these are my coordinates. I mean quadrants. So this is my first quadrant, this is my second quadrant, this is my third quadrant, and this is my fourth quadrant. So it says N is in the second quadrant, somewhere here. So your x coordinate should be negative. So that should be negative x because the values for x in this quadrant is negative. And the values of y should be positive. So positive y. But y is already given. So you have there 2, and that's correct. Y is positive. So choose the negative value for x. So that's negative 3. So your n coordinates are negative 3, 2. But that's not the answer because it's asking for the coordinates of the midpoint of MN. So you have here M, and you already have N. So let's use your midpoint formula. This is your midpoint formula. Again, it doesn't really matter. You can choose M or N as your points 1 and 2. So I'll have here my point 1 and I'll have here my point 2. Even in case you'll interchange the two, you'll get the same answer anyways. So the midpoint, so let's have here the midpoint of M and N is x1 plus x2. You have there x1 and x2, negative 3 plus 9 divided by 2. Next, you'll have there y1 plus y2. So you have 2 and negative 7. So you have to write here 2 plus negative 7. So your midpoint will be, so negative 9. Negative 3 plus 9 is 6. And this will become negative 5. So your midpoint is at 6 divided by 2 is 3. And negative 5 divided by 2 is negative 2.5. So again, I'll show you the graph so that we can prove that our answer is correct. So I have the graph here. So this is your point N. So this is your point N and this is your point M. As you can see, point N, so this is your 0, 0. That's your origin. So as you can see, that's correct. Point N is located on your second quadrant, and this is the midpoint. So our answer is correct. So that's it. Bye.